Hello, hi children, welcome to the class. Yes, in this today's class we are going to start the new lesson. We are going to learn new lesson that is about understanding the rivers. Okay, that is lesson number 4. Yes, the lesson number 3 is taken out from your syllabus according to the government instructions. We reduced some lessons from your academic year. So the lesson number 3 is also including in that list. So let's begin the new lesson, that is lesson number 4, understanding rivers. Okay, in this lesson we are going to learn about the rivers and the parts of the rivers and the important uses of the rivers and pollution of the rivers and ways to reduce river pollution. Okay, important uses of the rivers, what is the river and what are the parts of it, and the important uses, and for how we are depending on the rivers, that we are going to learn in this lesson, and how we are going to pollute, means how we are polluting the rivers, that we are going to discuss, and the last and main important uh, discussion point, that is how to reduce the pollution of rivers, that we are going to study in this lesson. Okay, let's begin the lesson with a small conversation. Okay, okay, here it is, the conversation they are given in our textbook. Use your textbook, children, open it, just look at there. Okay, Mr. Irani's school friend. Mr. Irani's school friend has come to visit the Irani family after many months. They come to visit to each other. So here Meher is talking with that person. Hello Ajay uncle, how are you, she asked to that person. Okay, and Ajay uncle replied to her, hi Meher, I'm well. I have been very busy with my work. Now I'm little bit busy, he said to her. Meher asked to him, yes, I heard you telling Papa and Ma that you were doing some work to keep Mumbai's rivers clean. What work do you do for the rivers? She was very exciting to know how they were working on the rivers and how they keep getting clean the rivers. So she asked to him how you are working actually on this concept. Then Ajay uncle replies, here, well Meher, I work with an NGO that cleans Mumbai rivers. Okay, an NGO is the non-governmental organization. Many people are working in this mm, with their interests, and yes, without any expectations, they are working for the people or any works like this. So they are working for the Mumbai rivers to keep clean them. We organize events to pick up the waste thrown into the rivers, whatever thrown the waste in the rivers, that they are going to clean up, taking out the waste from the rivers. Then we talk to the school children about keeping clean the rivers. Okay, and they are wanted to give the awareness how to keep clean the rivers and how much important it is for our lives. They are going to talk about with the children. So then next they also want to speak to the government to make cleanliness rules strict. uh, they are approaching to the government. They want to approach to the government to make the strict rules to keep clean the rivers. Okay, it is very important to clean rivers because health of our village and cities depends on them. Yes, means Ajay uncle said that yes, always depending on the rivers, and all the village and cities were depending on it, on them. So it is most important to keep clean them. So Meher little more excited to, oh, are rivers really that important? Yes, she wants to know how much important the the role that rivers were playing in our lives. Okay, so here you can see in the picture they are given here. So this is the picture that showing how the river is polluted by the waste thrown. Okay, so let's begin the lesson with some remembering. Okay, okay, what we learned in the previous years, that we are going to remember first, then we will start the concept. Okay, what do you know about the river? Actually, the river is the large stream of the flowing water. Means it is flowing always, and it is the large stream, large water body. Okay, that we are all depend on this. It is one of the water body, and usually rivers flows towards a large water body. Okay, like the sea or oceans. A river is flowing towards the to join to the sea or oceans. Okay, sometimes rivers also flows into the caves under the ground. Okay, it's naturally the water just flowing um, downwards. Okay, it not goes upwards. That so here, yes, let's see the next point, that is rivers provide water which is necessary for all kind of life form. Rivers provide the water which is necessary for all kinds of the life forms. Means um, to the people or the animals, how these water is most important for human or the animals and the plants too. Okay, so various kinds of organisms live in the rivers. Okay, means the many plants were growing into the rivers by the help of the rivers. Okay, many kinds of the plants and trees grown only near the rivers. Means many trees depends, plants will depend on the rivers. So also many animals and insects get food and water from the rivers. They grown uh, from the rivers, and they are mostly depend on the water. Animals, human and insects, plants, trees, we all depend on the river water. Okay, children? Yes. So they are important for the growth of the civilization. Yes, children, it is the point we learned in the last previous year. Is it? The civilizations means, are you remember the Mesopotamian civilization, Chinese civilization, is it? Egypt civilizations, they all built um, near to the river side. Is it? Yes. Why? Because human depend on the water. They need, we all need the water to drink and in our daily lives, uh, to grow the plants, to get the food, and is it for animals. So we depend on the rivers water. So naturally uh, the civilizations were grown near to the riverside. Is it? So now let's come to know the formation of the river. How the river going to form. A river begins on the high ground or high ground or in hills or mountains, and flows downside from the higher ground to the lower ground. It begins as a small stream and gets bigger as it flows onwards. The journey of a river is divided into high, middle, and low areas. Okay, let's see, children, with the this picture they are given in your textbook. Use your textbook. Look at there. So here you can see that water always begins with the from the high ground. means it is the highest place, that is the hills or the mountains. In the peak of the hills or the mountain side, rivers start to grow from there, and it starts to flow from the highest place to the lowest areas. Okay, so here so upward to the downwards it flows. It begins from the highest place, that is the hills or the mountains. It starts to flow, grown or flow from there, and it ends to the sea or oceans. Okay, it joins in the end of to the sea or oceans. Okay, and it we are going to divide the river in the three parts, that is high, middle and low areas. Okay, the high area, that is the place where river begins, that's called the source. This is the river begins from here, so this place is called source. This is called the high area of the river. Get it, children? So the next part is the middle area. This middle area is okay. Here the river slow downs, and while it's flowing, it's carrying the mud and rocky materials from the upsides. So that place is called the middle area. Okay, sediments, that creates the sediments there. Sediments means whatever carries the river while it's flowing, the river flowing from the upwards, so from the high place, it's carrying the rocky materials or the sand, whatever it's carrying, no, that uh, come to deposit in this place. That uh, deposited place is called the sediments. Get it? The sediments are the muddy and rocky materials. Get it? So this place is called the middle area. That come to the next and last part is called the low area. Okay, this is the low area, you can see in your textbook. The low area is called the mouth of the river. Okay, that meets to the large water body, that's sea or ocean. Get it, children? And what is the delta here? Let's come to see with the another picture. Yes, look at here. This picture is showing you the course of the river. That means it is the source of river. The river starts from the higher place, and water is flowing from here to here, and it is called the middle area of the river. Okay, and while it's flowing from the high to the lower area, it carries the rocky materials and the mud with it. So it started to deposit here. Okay, uh, so this place is called the sediments, and while it's flowing from the, see children, it is called the tributary. Tributary means that is river, another river from the another hill or mountain, that's flowing and coming to join this main river. Understanding? So the tributary is called the another river. Okay, another river from the another hill or mountain, that's coming to join this main river, that is called the tributary. Okay, and here is also, you can see one of another tributary. Here is one, and this is another tributary of this river. So these are the tributaries, and this is called the middle area, and this is, children, it is called the low area of the river. Low area. And low area means this is the mouth of the river. The river is start flowing from here, and it going to end to the with the joining ocean. Okay, so the mouth of the river is going to join to the ocean. While it's joining to the meeting to the ocean, it creates the land, the triangular land. Okay, the land forms like a triangular. It is called the delta. It is called delta. Understand? It is the river mouth and it is the delta. Understand, children? So here are the three parts. You can see upper course, middle course and the lower course. Understand? So the smaller stream sand rivers from different places which join the main rivers are called the tributaries. What are the tributaries, children? We learned now only. We see in the picture now only. That is, the two rivers were coming to meet in a place. That is called the tributaries. That are called the tributaries. And when the main river breaks in, the different streams are formed while it's moving forward. While the river is moving forward, it started to divide in the many parts. That parts are called the distributaries. Getting? The two, while where the two rivers were coming to meet, that is called the tributaries. They are called the tributaries. And one river where while it's flowing towards, that going to divide in the many parts, that parts are called the distributaries. Get it? So next, the soil brought down from the mountains by river is called the silt. What is silt, children? The silt means whatever the soil brought from the mountains, while the river begins from the higher place, is it? Higher area, that is the hill or mountain. While it is flowing from the upwards, it carries the mud or soil. Okay, that soil is called the silt. Don't get confused. The silt is the soil that river is carrying with it while it's flowing from the upwards, from the mountains. Get it? So during the rainy season, rivers become full and flow over their banks. Okay, in the rainy season, we saw in the news channels, or we read in the newspapers in recently that um, because of the during that rainy season, so the rivers were full of the water and it starts to flow over their banks, means out of its breaks its banks, the controls, and it's covered many areas. And while as the result of this, the neighboring areas get flooded, is it? And when the water from the flood flows away, when it's start to dry up, the water start to dry up, it flows towards uh, the mud or silt is left behind. Okay, so here is called the, that is about the rivers. Getting, children? So let's come to know about the uses of the water. Whatever the uses of the water, how the water is important in our life, how we are going to use the water in the different ways in our lives. Okay, Yes, we know that water is important to drink. Is it? We are using to drink water, drink it, and um, other home works, our mothers, or we are using in the kitchens. Uh, in our daily lives, we depend on the water. Actually, is it? Out of this, we are depending on in the many areas that are agriculture. Okay, agriculture. In the agriculture, we need uh, we must need the water to get the food. We must need the water, and the process of supplying water from the river to get fields to grow the crops is called the irrigation. We can see here with the pictures. Yes, we need the water to grow plants. Is it, children? Then we need water in the fishing. Many people were depending on this fishing. Yes, without the rivers we cannot get the fish, and yes, you can see the pictures. Yes, many people are depending on fishing, and we need the water for getting electricity, and we need water through the water body. We can supply many materials, means the transport. In the transportation we need the water. So generating electricity, we saw the picture that, and recreations. Yes, for the recreations also we depend on the water. Yes, people also use this river water for the recreation, means like the people are going to play this swimming, boating, fishing, bird watching, is it, and so on there. So in the higher areas, the river rafting is the popular game. People love to play that, and in the lower areas, parasailing is the most popular game. Okay, let's see the pictures of them. Okay, by the dams, we are going to generate the electricity, and by the water, um, we are going to transport. We are using to export and import business, and yes, here it is the fishing pictures, and rafting. This is the rafting game, and it is parasailing game. Okay, so, and many animals were grown in the rivers, and these all are depend on the seawater. So children, we learned from this lesson that is how much water is important in our life. The river water is most important than the sea or ocean water, because they are very salty. We cannot use them, um, that water. So river water is most important in our lives, to drink, to work, in our daily work uses, and to get the food in the fields, in the factories, for the animals. We totally depend on the water. So keep water saving, and keep clean the rivers near your homes or the surroundings, your neighborhoods. uh, so children, we get this knowledge. Thanks for watching the video, and yes, solve the workbook questions. How much that we completed the concept now. Watch the video carefully and attentively. You can solve yourselves the workbook. Okay, until then, bye.